How you doing?
Good morning, Coach.
How you doing, guys? Sorry, I'm a little tardy. I'm in the middle of a shoot, but you guys come first. You have priority, and I'm apologize. I hope everyone's doing fine. Let me get to business. We had a first of all, I don't really condone Halloween, but happy to whatever you celebrate today. But it's all good. Okay, we had a wonderful game on Saturday. A day that Jacksonians would never forget. A day that the SWAC would never forget, a day that our people came together as one. When I got up there on that stage and saw the cheerleaders from Southern and so many people from Southern there and our people from JSU, it was phenomenal. It wasn't just a black thing. It was a white, black, Hispanic thing, Asian thing. It was just a thing. And I'm so elated. First of all, God gave us grace. Gave us grace because it was supposed to be 90% chance of rain from 3 a.m. all the way through, and God graced us all the way into the second half. So I'm appreciative and I'm thankful because I wanted everyone to see how we could pull together and how the city of Jackson could be a wonderful host city for College Game Day. And we were all of that. I thank you all for your coverage, for your kind words, for the hospitality, for the just the love that you showed us. I really appreciate it. Jackson would never forget it. I would never forget it. I was almost in tears when I rode through there on my Aflac cart, seeing this moment and getting up there on stage. Unbelievable, undarn believable. Um, Went on to the game. Defensively, we played well. I trust our defense so much early in the game. I went for it on fourth down and an opportune place, but Dennis Thurman and I discussed that kind of stuff. We go over all possibilities throughout the week, and I let them know I would try something like that just to get our offense jump started. But the defense played a great game, shutout as normal. Shutout meaning not just to shut them out by blanking them, but they played lights out football. Statistically, I think we reached some wonderful points. I think we're still the number one defense. Can you give them those statistics? Because I want them to hear that because some people take that for granted.
Yes, number one total defense, number one passing defense, number one scoring defense, first and third down, fewest third down conversions allowed, first and fewest first downs allowed.
Amen. The church said. So offensively got off to a slow start. Then we crunked that thing up. We dropped, I think, several passes, which is not indicative of who we are offensively, but we came on with it. Shador had some wonderful runs, which is unlike what he normally does. He's a passer, but he can run, but we don't like him to run because there ain't but one Shador Sanders. But he did his thing. We got great productivity from our backfield. Our line was ready and going, and they was doing their thing. Special teams played well. I feel they played well. We didn't have to rely on them as much, but the kickoffs, the punts, everybody, special teams did a wonderful job. Great team, well-coached team. They stayed in character, which I love, and we didn't have any nonsense on the field or off the field, which I adore, because we had to put our best foot forward, especially when we were on a national stage. Let's open it up, guys.
Appreciate those comments, Coach Sanders. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
Coach, how you doing this morning?
Great, sir.
Hey, you covered so much in your opening statement, but I wanted to ask this question in regards, especially the offensive line play. From a perception standpoint, the past 2 weeks, most prognosticators have thought that you were going against a more physical defensive line. But talk a little bit about the offensive line play over the past 2 weeks. Another game where they rushed for over 150 yards.
Yeah, I get bothered by that because people always talk about the physicality of the other team. I never hear them talk about the physicality of our team, especially defensively as well as offensively. We have two ways to beat you. You can sit back there and drop 7 if you want to and take Shador away, but then you're going to have to deal with the run with your front four. And we are very, very physical. Our guys get in arguments when we call a timeout because they want the ball ran their way. That's the type of energy and the physicality that our offensive line possess. As I alluded to earlier, we have several backs that can get the job done, and they got the job done. I'm sure we hit I'm just upset, but I think Mr. Wilkerson had only a couple yards away from getting 100, and I wish I knew that because we'd have made sure he got that because that's another feather in his cap. But those guys work their butts off at practice, and they want to be rewarded in the game, not by the accolades, by coach running our way. That's the verbiage we get when it's in a timeout, and I'm proud of that.
Sure thing. Quick follow-up. I wanted to ask about the special teams. Several kickoffs that were touchbacks. You've talked about Alejandro Mata and Sam Johnson as well as a punter. Talk a little bit about the special teams play thus far.
Coach Ricard is doing a wonderful job. We not criticized, but we own him the most because he's funny and he's hilarious and he's straight energy and profanity, but it's hilarious. He tries his best not to use profanity to the kids because I really don't condone it. But he is so fired up and so into it that he's chosen a group of guys that have sacrificed and they go down there trying to knock something out. I mean, they're doing a great job, but our kickers, it all starts with our kickers, the long snappers. It all starts with those guys. My man Mata gets a lot of the credit, but I'm telling you, all those guys have done a wonderful job. Our special teams have been stepped up 100%, and that's one of the reasons why we're undefeated right now.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Kendrick Marshall.
Yeah, Coach, in your opening statement, you talked about the scene in Jackson this weekend with game day being there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much sold out crowd with the Southern fans coming down from Baton Rouge. With the attention you guys have gotten this season from the mainstream press and the success you guys have had the last couple of years, especially as you're going undefeated, how do you and your coaching staff keep your kids grounded? Because a lot of teams could see all that and think they're really better than they are. How do you keep them grounded and not falling for the rat poison, if you will?
Well, one thing you got to understand, you guys may not expect the success that we're having, but we do. So when a guy expects get what they expect, it's kind of unthinkable that they could kind of get beside themselves and start thinking too highly of themselves when you already expect that. The guys who think too highly of themselves and get beside themselves and this overtakes them, those are the ones that have never had success. They don't understand what success is. They don't know how to equate success or handle success whatsoever. And we do a good job every morning in the meetings. We give them words and we give them videos. We give them a whole lot of structure on how things look and how it's supposed to be. They will have 3 words a week that we just hone in on and just feed them that every darn day, accompanied by video, accompanied by a speech, accompanied by some thought process that they got to understand this is really what it is this week. And they already have those 3 words for this week and they're going to be prepared.
All right, as a quick follow-up to that, Coach, how much does it help you guys that everything you guys do is filmed either by your staff or the school staff, or just like you guys are always out there in the public eye?
Mm-hmm. Well, our staff is the school staff. Let's get that straight. So when we're filmed, before I got here, everyone from the HBCU family was talking about lack of attention and lack of focus and lack of visuals. Well, we give them that. We give them that, but that's the only difference for the quality of living and exposure. Okay, we're going to try our best to step up the quality of living. We give them 3 wonderful meals a day contained with just football only in our own training table. We created that atmosphere. A lot of the guys are in apartments, a multitude are in dorm, and we got to up that. You hear me talking about that all the time, and I'm doing a better job with housing. But other than that, we just got to give them the exposure they desire. This year, we're doing another documentary on Prime Video. Thank you, Sam. You're a good man. I don't care what nobody say about you. You're a good man. Aaron in December, he's telling me. Aaron in December. So they're getting the exposure they desire. And that's why the lights don't blind us. The lights don't affect us. One of the greatest moments of last week, to you, it could have been a multitude of things. To me, it was after the multiple thunderstorms, and we went back out there and there's barely anybody in the stands. It was just like practice for us. We don't give a darn about a hand clap, about a you go boy, about nothing playing in the background. We work like that at practice. So that's what it felt like. It felt like, hey man, and I'm not downing Southern by any means. I'm talking about our thought process when nobody's there. That's how we practice. Full speed, a lot of tempo, and we go at it. So I love that moment.
All right, Coach, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll try to get 2 more questions in really quickly. Next one goes to Kyle Mosley.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Good, good. Congratulations on your win. There's plenty of excitement here in Houston that you guys are coming to town. Each town is ready to welcome Jackson State, but I need to talk about 2 players that have been performing very well for you. That's Wilkerson as well as Aubrey Miller Jr.
Yes.
Talk
yes.
about how those guys have really been steady for you throughout the season.
Well, let's start on the defense side of the ball. The defense really sets the tone for our entire team. Whenever we have the opportunities, we put our defense out there first when we win the kickoff or whatever that may be. Aubrey is one of the guys that we hang our hats on in the middle of the defense, making calls, getting to the ball, flying around, really setting the tone and the tempo, not just on game day, but at practice as well. He's matured a lot. He's grown a lot. Still, you're going to see some foolish penalties here and there. That's just Aubrey. We could deal with that. We're not going to condone that, but we could deal with that. But the guy plays his heart out. He goes about his job really professionally and hard. So he's going out there doing what we think he should be doing. On the other side of the ball, to have a running back who's consistent, and I truly mean consistent with the way he practices, the way he goes about his job, and he's physical. He could run by you, he could run through you, as well as catch the ball out of the backfield. I'm really pleased with those two men. They seem like they have the same tenacity, just one being an offensive player and the other being a defensive player.
Awesome. See you Saturday. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Last question goes to John Bryce.
Hey, Coach Prime. Thanks again, as always, for the time to visit with you. John Bryce here from Football Scoop again. Hey, real quickly, you guys are number 5 again in the top 25 in the FCS coaches poll. 3 of the teams in front of you have a single loss. So how much did you wish, or is it something you're already addressing, that your team could be in the FCS playoffs, that's something that you would like to see?
I don't wish that. I'm happy with the Celebration Bowl. I'm enthusiastic with the Celebration Bowl. The Celebration Bowl, what they do for us financially is far greater than what the FCS College Bowl game would do for you. I don't know if we have the resources to travel consistently for 3 weeks or however long it takes to really be the champions of that. Everyone would love to see us play. I would love to see us compete against one of those schools, but financially, I think we're in a much better place at the Celebration Bowl playing in front of our people as well. I'm truly happy and elated. And I don't really get too much on the rankings and all that. Who's doing the rankings? I don't even know who's doing the rankings. Really, I don't. And I've never addressed our team once by saying, guys, guess what? This week we're number 5. I've never done that. And I don't think I ever will. We have a laser focus. We can't wait to get down to Houston to do what we do. We can't wait to get down to practice tomorrow. The day's an off day for the kids. We're going to go tomorrow and go hard and be ready because we'll go live. There's a lot of Davies out there with some slingshot and some stones.
I appreciate it. And then real quickly, my follow-up would be, we see you as a full-time coach. You said you're at a video shoot right now. You mentor these guys. You speak on faith to these guys. How do you find the time in the day to do all this? What's a typical day like for Coach Prime?
I get up at 3:45. I'm in the car by 4. I'm probably at the complex by 4:35, 4:40. Go in there and get my workout in. I'm probably done by 5:25, 5:30, something like that. Come in, prepare my word for the day if I didn't prepare it for the prior day before. Find videos, find anything that is in my spirit about where we're located spiritually, physically, where our kids are located. I don't come out of the office probably till 7. We have a meeting at 7:15. My meeting starts at probably 7:09, 7:10 consistently. We go out there, we pray it up, we go over film. I give them the word, the thought of the day in front of a plethora of cameras. And I go in there and get my foot done, come back out while the kids are meeting, go back in there, watch a little more film, and get ready for the day's practice. We're probably on the field from 8 something. We have a walkthrough, I think, at 8. We're on the field from probably 8:30 to 10, if that long. And we come back in, then the day really starts. Then that's when the day really starts. Yeah. So I just gave you a glimpse of the early part of the day.
I like that. I appreciate it. I appreciate your graciousness.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys keep on doing what you're doing because that light is shining on us, man. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job. You really are. Every last one of y'all, even the ones that write negative stuff about it. You're doing a good job too because you motivate us.
Appreciate your time, Coach Sanders. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.